And a very good day to you folks here on Speed Gaming 2. We are here with some morning randomizer for those of you living on the East Coast and further west. We have the first of 3 matches occurring today in the Metroid Prime Randomizer tournament. Today we have Elias Thompson versus Frozt in a standard settings tournament match. Should be quite a good one. I'm Captain MD13, and yeah, we're looking to wrap up this, not wrap up per se, this 5th round of Swiss, but to keep things going pretty strong. It has been quite an interesting last couple of weeks since 2.5 has dropped, and we'll see what our runners end up doing this time around. We have gotten the green light in the race time chat. The race has begun. The stream will catch up in about half a minute. Currently, Elias is 2-2, and Frozt is 3-1, which is quite interesting given their seeding right now. Frostbite is seed 27, Elias is seeded 6th. So there's been quite a number of upsets and interesting developments over the course of this week in particular. Gunnart won over the weakest link, who was first seed and has was an unstoppable force last year, but stranger things have happened, and Rando will Rando, but we are off, folks. We'll get you all synced up in a minute. But yes, for standard settings, our runners are starting with Charge Beam. They don't have to go find it in its vanilla location like last year. The first logical progression item will always be at Hive Mecha. They are looking for a grand total of 6 Chozo artifacts, not the usual 12, otherwise we basically will be full clearing the whole game anyway. Both runners having a flawless space jump first here to go get the item Alcove. It is an energy tank, not what they're really looking for at this point. Ideally they'd like missiles, and I believe that was Ice Beam under the ship, so yet another Ice Beam before just about anything type seed. That is, of course, assuming Morph Ball's not, like, knee-deep in Chozo. But yeah, at this point, our runners are going to be railroaded to Hive Mecha to get their first item, which should be a missile launcher, if not Space Jump, because Space Jump does put 3 items out of 4 in Main Plaza into logic. With the current tournament settings. They look a little desynced right now, but Frost started just a tad bit earlier. But once we sync everybody up, we should be good. I did not see what was on Grapple Edge on Frost's screen. I'll have another quick peek at it in a minute. Couldn't really tell on Elias' screen either, but it didn't look like it was glowing enough to be a missile. The half-pipe looks like a missile, though. Not the best view of Vault Ledge, unfortunately. So, 1 item in Main Plaza is a missile at least, so it could be Space Jump here in Hive Mecha. We'll see. Hive Totem, rather, excuse me. Hive Mecha is the boss itself. The extra energy tank is nice for just bulldozing through early Chozo. Looks like Missile in Ruin Nursery. And would you look at that, it is Space Jump in the Hive Totem. So yeah, looks like our first logical missiles are at Main Plaza today. So a bit of a slow start as we move things along here. We're still looking for that Morph Ball so we can at least pick up Ice Beam under the ship. To answer the question in chat, yes, the seed is different for each match. So Elias and Frost are playing a seed now. Later today, when we have Arrow Razor and Thoris face off at 2 p.m. Eastern, they'll have a different seed. Mighty Caesar and Arbweb will have a different seed later tonight at 7. And Vault Ledge has missiles. Vault itself has, I believe that was Wave Beam. Wave Beam locked by bombs today. Ooh, Elias not getting the R jump. We'll take another stab at it here. Ooh, having a little trouble with this one. Frost, meanwhile, picks up the item, and it is Morph Ball Bombs, which explains why I could barely see it in the opening shot. So with those bombs in tow, that's gonna, with Morph Ball, put that Wave Beam into logic. Safe bet at this point that Morph Ball is in the Artifact Temple. If not our next piece of progression, but Elias is gonna go ahead and peek Ruined Shrine really quick. The reason why Morph Ball can't be... Well, actually, Space Jump, they can get out with Space Jump, so... Nah. Actually, no, this is still a point of no return type location, so yeah, Morph Ball can't be here in Ruined Shrine. Ruined Shrine itself has missiles. Elias checking the upper side to see... more missiles by the looks of it. Frost gonna make a detour here to Root Cave before going to Artifact Temple. Not Root Cave, excuse me, Transport Tunnel B. Maybe I might check Root Cave on the way out. Especially if this is, and indeed it is Morph Ball, so they now have the ability to do the out of bounds to Arbor Chamber with a lot more comfort. It's nice to get Arbor Chamber and Root Cave out of the way now, and it looks like that is exactly... might be what Frost is doing. Let's see. Yeah, that is what he's doing. Ooh! That was an interesting maneuver there. I'd never seen that particular method for trying Root Cave Dash, but it looks like Elias has found an artifact here in Ruined Gallery. So that's one artifact already struck off the list here. Interesting, yeah, interesting climb there by Frost. I've not seen that method used in this tournament yet. And our item behind the Hive Totem is the our first power bomb of the day. So we've got bombs, Morph Ball, power bombs, and Space Jump. We pretty much have the early Chozo care package here. At the 6.5 minute mark, looks like Root Cave itself is just a missile. Frost wasting no time going for the Arbor Chamber out of bounds. And what is plasma locked in Arbor Chamber? It is the Phazon suit. My goodness gracious. So we got an early Phazon suit today, at least for Frost. Elias will probably head in that direction soon, too. And yeah, Elias is now making his way out, and most likely is going to make the same checks that Frost made, so we'll get that Phazon suit, but at least has an extra power bomb in tow as a result of going to the transport access north. Frost, meanwhile, picks up Ice Beam under the ship and is going to head directly for Artifact Temple. It should be noted, Wave Beam, assuming that was what was involved, is in logic now, so we're literally just looking for Thermal Visor and Gravity Suit for frigate access, so might be on the tip of Frost's mind right now, but I think early Chozo takes priority right now because the density is definitely there. Wave Beam, if I'm not mistaken, will also put, with a few more missile tanks to be fair, but Tower of Light into play. Don't know whose Discord sound that was, but that didn't come out of me. And it is indeed a missile tank in the Artifact Temple. So we've got 5 artifacts that are currently unknown, with the one we know in Ruined Gallery. Good spot for those artifact totems, all near the rear side of the temple. So Frost will probably read the artifacts in a bit. Most likely, I would say once he knows he can get ahead of Steam and check a lot more stuff. I would say he's probably going to check his artifacts either when he picks up Rune Gallery and comes across that, or when he goes to pick after he's done picking up Wave Beam. Because I do believe it was Frost who checked Vault and saw that Wave Beam. Alright, Elias now making his way up Root Cave to... Let's see if he attempts the skip here. And indeed he is going to attempt the Scan Dash. Very nicely done. Frost politely asks these two Arrow Pirates to move out of the way. Very politely, doesn't even take a shot at them, and sees a Power Bomb in Frigate Crash Site. And it looks like he is electing to pick it up. Or at least attempting to pick it up. Alright, Elias has picked up the missiles, looks like he's trying to find the platform. He is going to be getting Phazon Suit in a second with the Arbor Chamber out of bounds. Yes, this is indeed a morning race, Ginger Chris, and we have two more on tap for you today. We have a race at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and another one at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, all of which, as far as the schedule currently suggests, will be here on SpeedGaming 2. So stay tuned, we got more coming for you on this 23rd of the month, so it is indeed a Prime Day. Alright, Elias going to be very happy to see this Phazon Suit. He's trying to find it. Yeah, Elias, you might want to just load the room. You're a little far back, actually. There you go. But yes, let's see where Frost is going now. He is going to check Ruined Shrine. He could full clear the place, get all three items with Morph Ball and Bombs. Two of which are missiles we know, but we'll check Lower Ruined Shrine next. I'm actually surprised Frost didn't go grab Wave Beam first before coming to Ruined Shrine, so that way he could route in a check of Tower of Light. Now, triggering this fight isn't really a big deal, since Frost has Space Jump, he could just nope right out. Unfortunately, we are going to be treated to Beetle music for a minute here. Alright, Elias is going to get artifacts next. Hopefully, we'll see what our other 5 artifacts are soon. Because I would most certainly like to know what our requirements are today. That early Phazon Suit, maybe Phazon Mining Tunnel is required today. And indeed it is Wave Beam in the vault. That is true, Hat. The Beatles are a popular band. They had a whole Rock Band game dedicated to them. And I do believe this is our hints coming up from Elias. So we've got Control Tower. So that's in Labs. Ice Ruins West. So that's locked by Plasma. Aether. Chapel of the Elders. Quarantine Cave. Thardus is required again. I swear this is like the 3rd match in a row where Thardus has had an artifact. But But yeah, those artifacts aren't too bad. No artifacts in mines, I notice. Actually, come to think of it, Control Tower, Ice Ruins West, Thardis, Research Lab Aether. I think all of our remaining artifacts are actually in Phendrana. I'm just trying to remember what the last one, the one before Aether was, because one of them is slipping my mind. Because, yeah, Thardis, Aether, Control Tower, Ice Ruins West, Chapel of the Elders, they're all in Phendrana. That is crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if Boost Ball is vanilla again, too, because that has also been happening a lot this tournament. But yeah, definitely interesting artifact setup for sure. We're actually not looking for too much. I think we just need Variosuit to get over to Phendrana. We also need Plasma Beam. And we need, I think, ball upgrades. That's about it. I think Thermal Visor's by logic technically, but to these two, especially to most of the runners of the tournament, pretty much, logic has been just pretty much a suggestion, let's be honest. Elias has done the climb to Frigate Crash Site to discover the Variosuit in Overgrown Cavern, so it is expected that you trip through back Chosto, which you could do with Ice and Wave Beam, to get to Overgrown Cavern for Variosuit. Fascinating. But let's see where Frost decides to go from here. It looks like he is on his way to Zoid. And Elias both runners actually electing to take a virtually simultaneous safety save here. Not a bad call, especially given the equipment we have found. Yes, indeed, THK, we have good Chozo access. We got Phazon Suit, but Phazon Suit, to be fair, is plasma locked in Arbor Chamber by logic. So we're expecting Plasma Beam to show up sometime along the way. For all we know, Plasma and Phazon could just be the two last items in the logic chain as usual. And all of our remaining artifacts, besides the one that they both picked up from Ruined Gallery, is all in Phendrana. And one of them is Thardis. Again. We're getting a dynamo check here from Frost. Lower dynamo is missiles, and I think Watery Hall was also a missile on the charge beam pedestal, but we will see what is underneath. He's a rock star. I love that joke. MQA might have plasma. We have access to a good chunk of the game already with ice beam, wave beam, and we know where Variosuit is. So yeah, we have a good chunk of access to a good chunk of the game here. So we could still have plasma and MQA. Our runners don't want to see that, though. Alright, Elias is going bowling for items in the Hall of the Elders, and finds a missile. Let's see where Elias decides to go next. Looks like he's going to peek... go ahead and peek Crossway here. And it is missiles. And with our current equipment, actually, let's see, we have a power bomb, we have wave, we know about wave beam. I do believe if we backdoor magma pool, we can get the item. So I do believe magma pool is in logic. Looks like a missile in upper furnace, and Frost is going to be our first one to fight Zoid today. Pair of items up for grabs here. Grapple is needed for magma pool. Okay. Simultaneous energy tank pickups here from 2 different locations from our runners. So that's now 4 known energy tanks. Not too bad. I was thinking going like through training chamber and stuff, but I guess you can't do that. Oh, it's locked by grapple and defeating the ghost. Never mind. To be fair, I haven't seen our runners do training chamber a lot. Probably because it's kind of a lousy room anyway, so... But yeah, it looks like our runners are both meeting up here. One Zoid's going to go down, the other is going to start up. Whoa, Elias getting yeeted there by Zoid. Yeah, those flamethrowers don't mess around. So, energy tank and missiles on Zoid, nothing too spectacular. I'm sure Frost and Elias are not going to say no to that energy tank regardless. But yeah, let's think this through for a second here. So, yeah, we have access to Flagra, but we also have access to Magmor and Phendrana since we are packing Ice Wave, and we know about, and Elias has Variosuit. So yeah, we can go to Magmor, we can go to Phendrana, we can go to, we could fight Flagra, but I don't think our runners are going to do that. I think they probably understand the density is not in that neighborhood for the time being. It would be one heck of a gamble if they did do that, though. Alright, Frost is going to go ahead and make the far Chozo checks, and will most likely run into that Variosuit pretty soon in Overgrown Cavern. So our runners are going to kind of, they've met up, and now they're probably going to split again once they, decide on where they want to go with their equipment. But yeah, both sitting pretty cozy with those 4 energy tanks. Ooh, Frost almost fell off there. That upper furnace trick is, that upper furnace is quite tight to get that bomb in time. And Frost is now going to see his remaining 5 artifacts and see that they are all literally all in Phendrana. I will say that we don't usually get a chance to read it. I do enjoy the flavor text from the artifact hints. It's like, maybe it's on Thardas? Who knows? And, Frost now making his way through Crossway. But yeah, I doubt any of our runners are going to do Frigate with their current equipment right now. They also do not boost to lower the bars. So yeah, there's, they're probably going to, it's not in logic either, so yeah, they're probably both going to go to Phendrana. I would think that they're going to hope that all the remaining items they absolutely need are in The frigate crash site climb is not in logic, but we have a way to the overgrown cavern anyway from the backside of Chozo, since we have logical access to ice, wave beam, and space jump, and bombs. So we have the way to get to the back of Chozo anyway, so we can get to overgrown cavern via the intentional in-game elevator. But the climb up frigate crash site is not in logic. Alright, Elias is appearing to go... He's going back to Ruined Shrine. I'm really surprised he actually hasn't gone back for Wave Beam yet. Both runners seemingly just ignoring Tower of Light. You know that it's going to have something since they're doing that, right? Yeah, just confirming. Yeah, Elias has not picked up Wave. Very, very strange decisions from both runners to not do Tower of Light after Wave Beam. But yeah, Frost is unfortunately going to have to open the wave gate here, which will spawn some ghosts later down the road if Elder Chamber ends up being important for something, say, a ball upgrade. Elias now sees that wave beam, is going to go pick it up. Yeah, Elias may not have actually checked Vault, which does... he might route back in Tower of Light after this, we'll see. I am surprised Elias didn't check vaults. It's not a particularly long thing to peek at least. It only takes about a half a minute. Alright, Elias not going to Magmore just yet. He's going to probably go get the other item in Ruined Gallery real quick. But now Frost is heading down to, Overgrown Cavern by the looks of it. We'll pick up that Various suit. And meanwhile, the gallery has more missiles. I think Frost may have actually already checked that. Yeah, I think he did check it, because he actually has one extra missile tank over Elias right now. The Great Tree Chamber has for us today another power bomb. Frost doesn't feel too bad about picking that up. Power bombs can be a bit of a pain in the backside to refill later anyways. Especially if you're trying to check Phazon Processing Center. So as we continue on here, it looks like Elias is going to be our first runner to dip Magmore from the front door. So first check will be Lava Lake. Let's see where Frost decides to go after this. Although I think at this point both runners are pretty much going to be railroaded into Magmore some way or another. And that would be the main power bomb in Lava Lake. So that's a grand total of 7 power bombs now for Elias. Or 6, rather. It's going to be 7 for Frost if/when he picks them up. But yes, Frost sees that Varia suit, picks it up, and now knows he has Magmor access. I believe that is yet another power bomb in Triclops Pit. I'm used to calling them cheeseburgers because they look like that in Echoes, but this is not Echoes, this is Prime. And for the record, just saying that did make me hungry because I have not yet had lunch today. But what is that? Ooh, that looks important. That is X-Ray. Well, the good news is Plasma Beam can't be on OP. And I don't think ball upgrades can be either, so I don't think our runners are going to be too worried about that yet. Call the puffers because they're round, spiky, and go boom. You are not wrong, Kirby Master. You are not wrong. Alright, Frost is going to be heading to Magmor via the Transport Tunnel B elevator. So we'll be coming out near the, I believe, the Twin Fires neighborhood. Elias now going to go check Warrior Shrine. Pair of items up for grabs in here. Starting with a missile, Fiery Shores has a non-missile item at the very least. It is Plasma, as Elias finds Ice Spreader in the upper Fiery Shores. So what a stack Fiery Shores with polar opposite weaponry. How about that, folks? We have Plasma Beam in the Fiery Shores tunnel, and we have well, here's the shore tunnel right now. Let's see what's down here. Whatever it is, Frost is getting it. It is Spider Ball. This is a stacked Magmor. And you know something? They have Phazon suit already? Since all of our artifacts... Well, actually, technically anything past Observatory does technically mean Boost Ball, so I think we're in Boost Ball Go mode here. Technically, logically, we need Thermal Visor for Thardus, but these two don't need it. As far as I'm aware, they do not need supers, because Research Lab Aether is the item that is in, like, the tunnel. Or in the, like, glass container near the door, so neither of those items need supers. But yeah, if they know Observatory Dash, I believe we actually have a 30-minute go mode scenario here. All of our remaining artifacts, for those who are not aware, are in Phendrana. They are in Chapel of Elders, not Observatory, Control Tower, Research Lab Aether, Ice Ruins West, and Thardus. Yeah, Hydra is the one that needs supers. Thardus they can get to from the back door. I think we'll know if our runners are comfortable go-moding the rest of this seed, depending on which of them decide to check Chozo Ice Temple. They may choose to check it anyway just because it's a relatively easy check, and 5 E-Tanks 2 suits for Exo is not brilliant when it comes to defense. because it is only a 20% damage resistance buff, so they're going to be a tad bit behind on the defense. Elias also has the advantage in the Exo fight since he is packing Ice Spreader from Upper Fiery Shores. Not Upper Fiery Shores, excuse me, Fiery Shores, Morph Ball Tunnel. And Elias is indeed checking the Ice Temple. Frost is not. He's going straight for Chapel of the Elders. He might come back for Ice Temple in a second. I'm sure Elias is not going to say no to that energy tank, though. They don't even need Observatory Dash to get backdoor Mag. They could backdoor Magmore, so yeah, I think we actually are in, logically, we're in Thermal Visor Go mode, but to these two runners, nah, they don't need that for Thardus. Plasma Beam making the She-Gots a cakewalk. But yeah, this is, we're looking at Jet Seed this morning as we kick things off, in this, randomizer tournament day, folks. So they do seem pretty much neck and neck, but I think Frost may have maybe a few seconds ahead. We don't have his timer, so we can't like sync up perfectly. So we're not entirely sure how close they are. We think they're pretty close together, regardless, though. I mean, this just goes to show they're pretty much going to be making the same checks at this point. Ooh, looks like Elias didn't get the quick kill. I think the She-Goth may have not been vulnerable long enough to actually have the Power Bomb deal damage, but it does not matter. That's artifact number 2 for Elias. So none of them really doing any moves or skipping any checks that might save them any time at this point. Not sure what that is in the Shoreline's tower. Another energy tank in the Shoreline's ice. Alright, I think our runners are pretty comfortable. I would wager our runners are going to be pretty comfortable with 6 E-tanks, 2 suits for final bosses. To answer question, chat, X-Ray is in. Give me a second, I did see it at one point. Storage cavern, thank you, Gollop. Gollop, our amazing tracker this morning. That's right, it was in storage cavern by Triclops Pit. It's alright, Kirby Mesta. I'm more of a Prime 2 runner, so my Prime 1 room names can be a little rusty too. Especially considering there are like 7 that are named Ruined and 4 that are named Transport Tunnel. Or some kind of transport access. And looks like Elias is choosing to go to Labs. Granted, actually, this is really the only place you can go from here. And I noticed, unless I blinked and missed it, Elias did not check the item in Ruined Courtyard. And for that matter, I don't think Frost is either, so yeah, I do believe both runners think they are in go mode and are gonna just bulldoze through the rest of this seed without Boost Ball. So yeah, we're actually coming up on an execution round, a match of execution here between the two runners. So let's see how this plays out. This is, I think, the fastest 2.5 seed, most certainly the fastest 2.5 seed I've seen. Yeah, Frost actually has two disadvantages for the for the final bosses. Number one, actually they both don't have boost balls, so no quick kill for Ridley. I'm sure they would at least like to see that first. But Elias is also packing Ice Spreader and a Visor, which will make Exo and Essence, respectively, a tad bit easier in those regards. Frost is packing neither of those, so if he wants to really get an edge up over Elias, he's going to have to speed things up a little bit. Ooh, Elias took a hit and is forced to slide down the observatory. Have a look at this, folks. We've got both runners climbing the observatory at the same time. And whatever was in the observatory must have not been worth Elias's interest because he's not getting it. I'm going to be very curious to hear what our runners have to say for the interview today because I'm sure they're happy to have a seed that finally, while Thardis is required, doesn't have them going all over the world looking for Phazon suit again. And I'm going to laugh if this is Artifact of Elder because then we have a vanilla artifact here in the control tower. I wasn't paying attention to which artifact was which when we read our hints. Frost is trying to avoid to skip the pirate trigger. Succeeds. Oh my goodness, it is Elder. Game's not even trying today. But yeah, folks, we've got like a 20-30 second difference here between our two runners right now. So yeah, strap yourselves in, get some snacks. Here we go. And the Research Lab Aether artifact is up in the tunnel, not down in the glass. Ooh, Elias is having some trouble with this Aether artifact. This might give Frost the chance to catch up a little here. And it looks like Frost is playing it safe, just getting the other pirates out of the way. It makes a lot of sense, because they have been pestering both of our runners here in labs. Yeah, it looks like Frost didn't fare much better with the pirates, so that's unfortunately gonna cost him the slight... Ooh. That is gonna cost Frost the tiny edge of time that Elias gave him a minute ago. But it looks like Research Core is junk, so it is time to go. Elias has been getting considerably bullied. He's actually down to under 50% HP as he exits labs. And yeah, Elias is noping out of Farfandrana and going straight towards Thardis, and sees Thermal Visor. So both runners are going to be ending up with a Visor going into Essence. But Elias has got both of them, so that still puts him at a significant advantage here, as we're going to start closing this seed down in about 20 minutes or so. Although Frost is electing not to do any fancy scan dashes to get up far Fendrana here, so again, Elias is starting to pull out over Frost in the execution department. But yes, we're going to have some simultaneous Grignacks here. And Elias wasting no time getting a double hit with that first power bomb. Frost going into the battle with 2 as well. Should be able to use both of them effectively. And Frost is electing to not use power bombs. Now, if Elias ends up winning this race this morning, we will see both runners in a 3 and 2 for the rounds of Swiss. So it'll be interesting to see how their position is reflected once the decision is made for top 8. Ooh, Frost, or Tharus almost clipped inside the hill there for, on Frost's side. Gollop is hoping Boost Ball is not in Quarantine Monitor. It would be hilarious if it was, but I don't think either of our runners are checking that at this point, as this is their last artifact. They literally just need to yeet back to Artifact Temple and finish the game. Although, if Frost checks for Boost Ball and Quarantine Monitor, and it is Boost Ball, and Elias does not, that's going to give Frost a solid, like, 2-3 minutes on the Ridley fight, so that's going to keep things interesting. Elias in position, delivers the last power bomb. Pretty much a perfect Tharus fight for Elias Thompson here. Ooh, Frost getting a nice sniping shot, though, on Thardus's ear there. Thunk. No doubts about Thardus this time. It is our last artifact. And let's see, is Elias going to quickly check Quarantine Monitor? Answer, no. It is straight out and back to Talon. And yeah, I think Elias is just doing a double take of his artifacts and realizing, oh wait, I'm in go mode and it's only 47 minutes. But yeah, we're going to have a... I don't think I can call this a sub-hour seat, because Final Bosses with Ridley with no boost ball is going to take a few extra minutes by default. But yeah, I would say we're looking at a very close to 1 hour seed. Now the question is Frost going to pick up any additional equipment on the way out of Magmore? I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think he's going to... I think he might pass through Fiery Shores before reaching the Talon Elevator, but let me double check, because I'm not... The Magmore map always escapes me a little bit. Especially in random elevators, because this place has 5 elevators. Yeah, no, he's not going to pass Fiery Shores. Fiery Shores is the other way. So yeah, Frost is going to be going into the XO fight without Ice Spreader. So, yeah, I would say at this point this is Elias's race to lose, just sheer on the basis of sheer better equipment. Nevertheless, both of these runners are putting on a fantastic show here this morning. Alright, Elias is about to get back to the ship. Probably going to take a quick safety save, especially since Elias is going to be going into this fight with 5 E-Tanks, and again, only 2 Stoots, so this is only a 20% reduced damage. So, it's going to be very interesting to see how these final bosses are handled. That was a beautiful scan dash. Alright, time to go fight Mechanical Dragon Boy. Doubt we're going to be able to see the majority of the, we're going to be able to see this match go without too much, Artifact Temple property damage here, but, oh well, that's what happens when you have your penultimate bosses in the middle of, the place you need to go to save the world. I am surprised that missile just bounced off that door, considering it was an any beam door, but I guess it can only be opened with energy weapons. Oh well. Alright, Frost making his way down to Ridley as Elias is about halfway done. Yeah, Plasma Beam about the best damage you can do with your current equipment. Plasma Beam, I do believe, deals 100 damage, charged up, while Charge only does 50. Supers does 180, but we don't have Supers, so... Alright, Frost now dealing with Ridley flying by. I do notice that Frost and Elias have actually got their visors and beams switched. That is an option that is available in the game. So it's actually kind of nice to see their screens effectively mirrored on the bottom. And they are almost identically mirrored right now, save for the X-ray visor on Elias. I do believe Elias actually squeezed a hit on Ridley there in that flyby. Charge Plasma has a very high traversal speed. I think that might have also been another hit, but I'm not 100% sure at that. Frost is not too far behind, actually, on the Ridley damage. I think Ridley's RNG has been slightly more cooperative here for Frost. But Ridley has come down to the ground for Elias. Ooh, Elias misses the first chance to get a hit, and then immediately gets charged after. Let's see, yeah, Ridley is starting off being very uncooperative here for Elias. Yeah, unfortunately we are not playing Trilogy version or PAL version of this, which makes Ridley's head lean back a little more to the left so that the attack is a little more negotiable, but at the same time, would be kind of tough to do the randomizer if any of the tricks that were fixed down in PAL and Trilogy were implemented here. So, let's not worry about that, shall we? Elias actually almost now done with Ridley. Ridley decided to be a little more cooperative for a bit. And now Frost is getting the bad pattern. And Chozo statue's late to the party, blah blah blah. I mean, we've all seen this for the last 4 or 5 weeks, so we know how silly it is that these statues are a little late to the bandwagon here. Oh wow, Ridley now being very uncooperative with Frost. Barely giving Frost any chance to get a swing out here besides the intermittent open window. And Elias is electing to take a safety save here, which is certainly a wise call given that he has once again lost half of his health on this Ridley fight. Frost may elect to skip it depending on, given the circumstances, although to be fair, they're both, well, actually, Frost is not running any special weapons to deal with Exo, so Exo fight for Frost is going to be a lot slower. He may end up safety saving after all, let's see. And Jack and Jill now in position to give Elias a bit of a pestering, although it looks like Jack has had a bit of a split personality today. Nothing a powerbomb can't fix, though. Elias also has a few extra power bombs to work with since he picked up the main ones in Lava Lake. I think Elias was the one who picked up the mains. In fact, yeah, I'm sure Elias was the one who picked up the mains because Frost only had 2 Catharnus. But yeah, Frost is also electing to safety save. Again, not a bad call, given that you are going to be dealing with a combo-less Exo fight here. But yeah, Elias still packing a commanding 2-minute or so lead going into this Exo fight, and is going to keep getting extra lead with the Ice Spreader. I'm very curious to see how our runners will feel after knowing how close, discovering how close they were this race. Ooh, Frost is taking a little time on the Fission Metroids. I do not advise this. Alright, Subchamber 2 for Elias, and Exo has decided to be nice and break out the Ice Phase. Although, to be fair, given how annoying Ridley has been, I'm sure they don't mind the better RNG. Frozt is going for the AI manipulation here to prevent Exo from switching beams or launching missiles. But Elias is going to be heading down to Subchamber 3. Elias trying to resist the grapple, but unfortunately, much like the Borg, with that grapple, resistance is futile for the most part. You're getting pulled whether you like it or not. Elias is still attempting to go for free charge shots during the charge sequences here, but doing so is going to keep whittling down his health little by little. So he's got to still be careful here. Doesn't want to take too much damage. He really doesn't want to take the damage from those plasma balls, because if he does take damage from those, I believe each does roughly 90 damage with 3 suits, so with only 2 suits, it's going to be more like 130-ish. Either way, not pleasant. He is starting to run low on missiles, so he won't be able to use Ice Spreader much longer here. And we're now just going into Subchamber 4 for Elias, while Frozt is in Subchamber 2. Got a quick shot in before Exo switched over to Wave. And yep, this is where Exo starts shifting pretty much randomly. Unfortunately, Elias actually keeps on hitting himself with his own beams. That is something that can happen in this fight. It doesn't deal a huge amount of damage, but it's definitely something you might want to keep an eye on if your energy's low. Elias should be okay for the most part for the time being. It's a good thing that reflected Ice Beam shots don't actually freeze you. Oh, random charge coming up. It is indeed a close one, Semper Fi Dog, and it is a jet seed today. No mines, Thartus required, but pretty much all the keys handed out nice and early. We were in go mode at 32 minutes-ish. Zero out of 10, not a Diggle Seed. Alright, almost end of the fight here, or is the end of the fight here for Elias, but I'm keeping an eye on those ice balls, because those could do some fancy things in the middle of a cutscene. Okay, they thankfully decided not to. But we got an Essence fight here for Elias, who does thankfully have both visors, so will be able to have a little less trouble for this fight. Also did manage to pick up a gold energy right before the end of the Exo fight, so is actually going to be back to, looks like 455 HP here, or 555 HP rather, as he goes into this Essence fight, so much more relaxing scenario. Frost, on the other hand, is having a much more time with Exo, is down to 176 HP, as looks like he is just about to enter Subchamber 4. Elias beginning the attack cancels. Gets the next pool drop perfectly. lays down this, Prime lays down the third pool. And, Metroid is bullying, Elias. And now Elias is going to start doing pool cancels to add a little bit of extra damage to this cycle. I don't think this is going to be enough for a KO here, though. So I think Elias is going to have to tough it out one more phase. And the Fishing Metroids come out, they both get KO'd. Elias sees Essence, finds the pool, and the fire comes out, and that should be GG for Elias Thompson, folks. Let's get your GGs in chat. Elias will finish in first place with an official race time GG time of 1:05:20. Fantastic seed to kick off this morning of Prime, this day of Prime, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe we are now joined in the commentator's booth by Elias. Elias, GG to you.
And GG to all of you as well. It looks like this was a fairly close race.
Indeed it is. We currently are on EXO right now for Frozt. Although he's running a little low on HP.
Yeah. That was a lot more jet than I am accustomed to.
Absolutely. All of your artifacts. Yeah, all of your artifacts in Phendrana.
Yeah, all of them except the one, in early Chozo, which was very fortunate. Thardus was a little unfortunate, but all things considered, it could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse indeed, but it looks like Frozt is cutting it real close here.
Oof.
He's got to be careful to not... Oh, and yeah, down goes Frozt, and that is going to be a dot forfeit. Frozt is joining us now in the booth. GG to you.
GG.
GG. That was interesting.
Yeah,
wasn't
it? Actually really fun to play.
Yeah, that was a very interesting seed to watch too. I think the main difference between the two of you is actually your Magmor routes, to be perfectly honest, because Elias, you went in through the front door of Magmor through Lava Lake, which allowed you to pick up main power bombs in Lava Lake and Ice Spreader in the Fiery Shores, in Lower Fiery Shores. You also ended up getting X-Ray from Storage Cavern, excuse me.
Yeah, it was a conveniently loaded Magmor.
Yeah, one of the most loaded Magmors I've seen, and one of the fastest 2.5s I've seen in this tournament, no less.
For sure.
Did you ever find the boost ball?
No, I did not.
Yeah,
we're about painful Ridley.
We're about to see from Elias's credits where a lot of missing things never showed up. We never saw Wave Buster or Flamethrower. We never saw Gravity Suit. We never saw Grapple Beam. We never saw Super Missiles. What did you think of that vanilla Artifact of Elder, though, in the control tower?
I thought, it worked out because we didn't have Super Missiles by the time I got to the front door with Thardus anyway. So I just kind of tried to beeline through labs, and it happened to be on the way. Aether was already in there as well. Fortunately, I got the control tower skip, so...
Yeah, Aether was troubling both of you. Pirates were just pestering you both left and right. So was Jack.
Well, it's in the one. It's just like, okay, let's just try to hop on over here, and then you just get shot. And it's like, all right, I tried to be peaceful here.
You just asked the pirates kindly cease.
Yeah, I tried it. It didn't work.
But yeah, I want to take a look at these credits here because I'm just very curious to see where all our remaining upgrades are. Because yeah, it was for both of you, those were painfully slow final bosses.
Yeah, especially
Ridley
just
without the equipment. And Boost Ball is in Storage Depot A. So you had to go to Mines.
Definitely not on the way.
Grapple was in Elite Research. Wave Buster was Life Grow. Flamethrower Central Dynamo. And I missed Supers. Security Cave. So wow, a lot of
Gravity was in
Workstation today.
So we could have gotten Gravity. It was on the way, but that's too long to check.
Yeah, that's a bit out of the way considering where your artifacts were. But yeah, how about 5 artifacts in Phendrana?
Hey, I'll take that over, 4 artifacts in Lower Mines.
Very true. With that, both of you now stand at 3 and 2 as you close out your participation in the rounds of Swiss.
Yeah, it's nice to finish Swiss rounds with a higher number in the winning column than the losing column. Which that was on the line for me. It wasn't for Frost, I don't think, but it was on the line for me.
Well, you both have performed a fantastic show for us here this morning. Yeah, we had a nice morning, Rando, and there's more to come here, folks. Again, go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, tell me about it. Yeah, I had to wake up at 6 a.m.
Yeah, it's nothing like waking up to a good Rando, no less. At least it was a jet seed.
At least it was a jet seed.
But yeah, anything else that you both want to say before we close out for the morning?
Unlucky Variosuit.
Unlucky Variosuit. Yeah, it was pretty late in the logic chain because you had to go all the way. Logically, you were expected to go all the way through Chozo.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one thing I did want to bring up. I know one of you saw Wavebeam in Vault before going to Ruined Shrine. I'm curious. I think that was Elias. It was
I saw Wavebeam really late. I'm fortunate that I took the very opportunity to just snake through Chozo and grab those checks, and then Wavebeam was one of the last ones I checked right before I headed to Magmore.
Yeah, I was curious to know why neither of you ended up checking Tower of Light after Wave. Did you both just think it was going to be Tower of Missiles?
It's probably a gamble. I knew there was going to be a lot more checks in Magmore, and I needed to go to Phendrana anyway, so I was just kind of hoping.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I was just thinking, since I was missing 2 items, I might as well just leave it off for now.
Yeah, and it would have been Tower of Missiles anyway, since we now know from Elias's credits there was nothing in there.
Or E-Tanks. Tower of E-Tanks. Because, boy, we final bosses with 4 or 5 E-Tanks is not terrible, but you got to still watch yourself, especially without full damage reduction.
Yeah, I think Frost picked up a couple of extras. I'm just trying to remember where they are. You all picked up, both of them, you picked up the same first 4 energy tanks in like Furnace and Furnace, Zoid, and Gathering Hall and whatnot.
Yeah, there's one in like Chapel of the Elders, behind that ice block.
Chozo Ice Temple, that's right.
Yeah, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I think that's the only one. Or maybe another one. I don't remember that one.
They were around.
Yeah,
I didn't end up checking Quarantine Monitor. I think at that point I had found Thermal and I was just visor hunting, and then I was like, yeah, okay, never mind.
Neither of you checked Quarantine Monitor.
Yeah.
But with that said, all right, with that said, folks, yeah, we're going to close things out here for this morning as we wrap up the first of 3 matches to come this afternoon here. We've got Arrow Razor versus Thoris at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so that is in just slightly less than 3 hours. 5 hours after that race, we have Mighty Caesar 37 versus R Web. Both of those matches will be right here on Speed Gaming 2, so we invite you to come and join us for some more Prime action as we continue to wrap up the rounds of Swiss. It has been a fantastic round, so we hope to see you folks for the rest of this. And we also would like to take a quick, brief moment to shout out Gallop, our tracker here this morning, who has done a fantastic job pressing all the buttons and was put to work today, considering that we had go mode items in 30 minutes.
Yeah, and all tournament like Gallop and has been like tracking like a beast, and you, Captain MD13, have been commentating like a beast. So shout out to both of the commentator and the tracker today.
Much appreciated. The MVP award goes to both of you because you both put on a fantastic show for us here this morning. So great way to start the day, and we hope you join us for some more. So once again, folks, we thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next mission.
See you next mission.
See ya.